Hey everybody, it's Jonathan with the Norfolk Tides, and I'd like to thank you for watching our first video from the batting cages, which are actually right through those doors. And we got some comments on that video. People wanted to see the clubhouse. Got a request from Dan and from Dave. Thanks for commenting. I will call you out by name. So if you know it's you, just say, yeah, he's talking to me. They wanted to see the clubhouse, so let's keep going with the tour right over that way. If you were a Tides player, this is what you'd see if you come into work every day. I promise that they see something better than this, because this is definitely in off-season mode. During the season, this would be a lot more set up, those couches and tables, and we got a whole bunch of rolling chairs just kind of strewn about. See, we had to clean the place up for the off-season, so it would look a little bit different to them. But one thing I would like to point out is you can see all these lockers, all these places that players call their home while they're here. They've all got this spot for a nameplate right above it. And you'll notice that they're kind of changeable. Like we can slide a name in and we can slide it out. Well, let's talk for a minute about how you put a baseball roster together. You usually have about 2 catchers, a starting catcher and a backup, and that's often where you find them. Somehow they always end up in those lockers. Then, well, you got your 3 outfielders and usually an extra one, so 4 of those guys. We're up to 6. And then you got your 4 infielders, so that's another 4, that's 10. And then maybe a backup infielder, 11. And then usually the rest of it is rounded out by a pitching staff. So you've got about 25, 26, 27 people sharing this space. The coaches get their own space down the hall. But wanted to point out, the reason why these nameplates have to change is because things are changing often in here. Just ask Ian, our director of communications. We, as a franchise, set a record in 2012. We had over 200 transactions. That means 200 times that our roster changed in some way. And we had a franchise record 75 different players. So just think about that. If it takes about 25 guys to have a baseball team, in 1 year, we had 75. We had pretty much the equivalent of 3 baseball teams all at one time. So that's a lot of change. So that's why these names, they're always changing. We're going to speed up the tour a little bit and just do some quick flybys through some of the other areas. This is where Adam, our clubhouse manager, spends a lot of his time. This is where you're going to find all your socks and batting gloves and jerseys and those awesome orange pants. Well, of course, there's a whole lot more that I could show you, but I want to conclude this tour of the clubhouse with a quick look at the weight room, because Corey requested to see the weight room. So here it is. Now, I'd be lying if I told you that I really knew what any of this was for. I'm not well versed in the weight room world, despite what my physique might suggest. So since Corey asked for it, I figure I'd show it to you. And perhaps a fun way to conclude, I've always kind of appreciated this. We got this whole rack of weights right here. I'm thinking you call them dumbbells, maybe barbells. And that one gets all the way up to 110. So shall we see if I can lift it? All right, here it is, the 110. There's actually 2 of them, like I think you're supposed to do both. But I'm gonna need both hands for this. Wish me luck. Oh, mercy. Oh, baby. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.